Greenland is a bowl. It has the word owl in it. It's a bowl. A bowl of stone 2 miles deep. It's filled with ice. It is the most appropriate place, starting in 5000 BC, for priests to come up across the Shetland Islands from Scotland and to Iceland and Greenland to create the storage place for the eggs they took from virgins for thousands and thousands of years. I can see it in my mind, going to a beehive, removing the wax, giving away the honey, because that's instant gratification. What they're looking for is infrastructure. They're called honey guides. And taking this wax and in each slot putting in an egg. Billions of eggs stored in Greenland are awaiting the day when they can be opened up and their existing DNA messages bottled so that people can be reconstituted. Mitochondrial DNA will be reconstituted. Now, to fool you along the way, they have made at least 50 leaders in this country, in this world, I should say, and 13,000 other people at a high ranking as samples of these new slaves that we will have in the future. You got to remember, this is a war on women. And what they have managed to do is to fool you by genetically engineering men, not as clones of the men they used to be, but by interrupting the development after the first few weeks, when the brain is set, when the skull is set, when the lungs are set, stopping the development like a spontaneous abortion occurs out of the tube. Your tube on TV is kind of a laughing at you, at YouTube. You're a tube for this system that they're about to put in place. But by interrupting the development of the fetus that would normally make its way to be a clone of the male that was used to manufacture it, they are able to put it in an incubator and bombard it with radiation, bombard it with chemotherapy, and change the gender of the outside appearance of this man to female. The official name for the finished product is pseudo-hermaphrodite, a phony hermaphrodite. And that pseudo-hermaphrodite looks, for all intents and purposes, as a woman. And on the outside, acts like a woman and has the ovaries of a woman. But on top of that, inside the body, there's a testy. And therefore, that woman, that hermaphrodite woman, can in fact pollinate, fertilize her own egg, his own egg. Many of these women are being placed in positions of power around the world. Started with Golda Meir, went on to Margaret Thatcher, I don't have to tell you how many women seem to be ruling countries around the world these days, or given positions of power. Are these women really women? Not according to the code I'm reading.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I know my husband.
Michelle went on to Harvard Law School.
My challenges are much more public, but they're the same as most women. And we need to figure this out. And how do we define roles for ourselves as women that are healthy and balanced and make sense?
If you're sitting at home and you're thinking, banks are in trouble, what does that mean to me and my deposit? Well, these are the questions we're now going to ask the one person who can answer them authoritatively, and that would be Sheila Bair, the head of the FDIC. And thank you for joining us on Fox Business.
My name is Cynthia Carroll, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Anglo-American. We are based in London, England. We're a company of about 190,000 employees. We are based in 45 countries around the world. We do exploration in about 25 countries.
My name is Indra Nooyi. I'm the Chairman and CEO of PepsiCo. You know, I grew up in Madras, India, and now live with my family in Connecticut in the United States.
For this week's Woman of Wall Street, as Chairman and CEO of Kraft Foods, Irene Rosenfeld has reinvented the company and has become one of the most respected professionals in the food and beverage industry. Her work at Kraft Foods helped to make her Wall Street Journal's 50 Women to Watch in 2008, coming in at number 2. She is credited with making good-for-you products popular within the company.
Probably the most important lesson that has guided my leadership and I think has served me well is the golden rule. And it's about just doing unto others what you would want done to you.
We at WellPoint and the WellPoint Foundation are excited about our collaboration with the X Prize Foundation to develop and implement the next great advancement for all Americans.
You know, this is probably, next to being a CEO, the toughest area for me, because on one hand, I would like to just blend into the program and not stand out in any way. I didn't exactly, growing up in a town of 800, I didn't exactly seek this position.
Next, we're going to turn to history being made in corporate America. For the first time, an African-American woman is going to head a Fortune 500 company. Ursula Burns, who once worked at Xerox as the executive assistant to the company's CEO, will now be the CEO. She takes over July 1st. Here's Kate Snow.
At the Rochester Institute of Technology this afternoon, the incoming CEO of Xerox spoke to the graduates.
I can assure you that no one at my commencement was pointing at me and predicting that I would become the CEO of anything. Women presidents or CEOs of large global companies were non-existent at that time. Black women presidents of large global companies were unimaginable.
Well, earlier I spoke to the very interesting French Finance Minister, Christine Lagarde, a former synchronized swimming champion, recently voted the 14th most powerful woman in the world. Here she is. In terms of the stricter controls that you're advocating on bankers, traders and bonuses...
Women today and women pre-Ice Age, before the Ice Age, they didn't act anything like women today.
No, no, absolutely not.
Like, were they like stronger or more...
Physically, no. Mentally, yes. But they were the first to receive the injection of a medulla into the narrowing between the spine and the brain. We call a neck.
Yeah. Oh, so the pre-Ice Age, they had the medulla.
Pre-Ice Age, they had the bridge controlling the flow of information to the brain. Since the Ice Age, they've had the medulla added.
Oh, okay.
And medulla is an allegory for Medusa.
Yeah, I got to read that.
Medusa, you know, in the black African curly top It's all done to show there's no communication. You cannot communicate if you curl the hair. Hair must be naturally hanging. You know, if I had in the old days an antenna on the roof like for TV, and I went up to the roof and I crunched it all into a ball, like women do with making a toque at the back, or ponytail, or in curlers or whatever. It wouldn't work as an antenna. Wasn't designed to work that way. So hair is the same thing.
Do you remember the hairstyle they used to wear with the beehive hairdo?
Yeah.
That was just a joke.